What's good, guys? It's Shoni, and today we're talking about the NBA trade deadline and how all of those deals have shaken up about a month after the trade deadline now. We'll be starting off with the biggest trade, obviously, which is the Suns deal, which involved Kevin Durant and TJ Warren heading over to the Phoenix Suns, whilst the Nets got a boatload, to be honest. They got Mikal Bridges, they got Cam Johnson, Juan Pablo Valet, I think 4 first rounders, and some pick swaps. So, yeah, of course, if KD's going to be traded, you're going to need a lot in return, and I feel like the Nets got the best package they could have gotten, in all honesty. And they're still in the playoff, seedings right now. So the Nets are currently 5th in the East with a 39-29 record. And to be honest, that's not too bad considering that they lost literally both their star players in KD and Kyrie Irving, who moved to Dallas, which we'll talk about in a minute. But yeah, all things considered, not too bad. Moving on to the Suns, very unfortunate situation for them. KD just went down with an injury. They were doing really well with him. I believe they're undefeated with KD, 3-0 with him. So, I mean, yeah, it was looking quite promising for them. But right now, that is not the case. They just lost their last game and they're not trending in the right direction. But hopefully, if KD manages to get back, he's slated to get back in 3 weeks, so that puts it to right about the end of the regular season. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if he can ramp up and if they can gel and manage not to get bounced out of the first round. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Next up, we've got the Dallas Mavericks, who got Kyrie Irving and Markieff Morris from the Brooklyn Nets, and the Nets received in return Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, 2029 first rounder, and 2 future second round picks. I don't know how to feel about the Dallas trade because even though Kyrie's a good player and all, and he's averaging 27 a game, he is also very inconsistent in his play and is very wishy-washy on when he wants to play, how he wants to play, where he wants to play. So for all we know, he could be on the Lakers next year or wherever else he chooses for whatever reason. So for that reason alone, I would not grade this trade very highly in Dallas's favor. On top of that, defensively, they've had their fair share of issues. The combo of Luka and Kyrie on the court at the same time is great offensively, but they lack size on the defensive end. And on top of that, they don't have many role players anymore to fill out the size on the bench. So that is a major issue for them, and their record since the trade deadline has said just as much. So the final team we'll be talking about today is the Los Angeles Lakers, and they made some huge moves this trade deadline. So let's get straight into it. They acquired D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, Jared Vanderbilt, Rui Hachimura, Davin Reed, Mo Bamba, a Clippers second round pick for 2024 and a 2025 Clippers second round pick. So they got all of that in exchange for Russell Westbrook moved out, Kendrick Nunn, Juan Toscano Anderson, Damian Jones, Thomas Bryant, Patrick Beverly, a 2027 first rounder, some 2028 picks, and a 2029 second round pick. Look, guys, the Lakers won the trade deadline. The Lakers may have won the trade deadline because they have gotten better in almost every single facet of the game. We'll start off defensively by losing defensive costs such as Russell Westbrook and Patrick Beverly and Juan Toscano Anderson. They ended up getting back amazing defenders in Jared Vanderbilt and Rui Hachimura with size. That's the one thing the Lakers were missing throughout the beginning of the season was size, and they finally filled that out. The second thing that the Lakers managed to improve upon is their three-point shooting. Again, with players like Westbrook, who is literally the worst three-point shooter in the league, and Patrick Beverley on their way out, who not only were terrible three-point shooters, but were taking up a lot of the minutes. So it's not as if you could just simply, take them down to 10 minutes and the impact would be minimized. No, Russell was playing a good 25 plus minutes a game. So yeah, they improved on the shooting front by acquiring D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley. Jared Vanderbilt can shoot it, but that's not his main thing. And of course, Mo Bamba shoots the three quite well, almost 40%, I believe. And yeah, it was overall a very good trade, but it was one of those trades where you had to wait to see it play out, because the Lakers never got any quote-unquote star players from the trade. So a lot of this would depend on how these role players would fit within the new system, and they ended up fitting really, really well, especially Jared Vanderbilt and D'Angelo Russell, who have given a huge boost to the Lakers, and they might actually make the playoffs. Who knows? So now that we've looked at some of the biggest trades that have gone on throughout the NBA trade deadline, and we've gotten a chance to review them over the past month and see how they've played out, it's time to rank the trades. So I would say, out of the list that I reviewed here today, bottom place would most definitely go to the Brooklyn Nets, who I gave a B rating for their trade. So in essence, the reason why I gave them a B is because, look, there's no replacing KD and Kyrie. Unfortunately, no matter what pieces you get back, how many first-round picks, second-round picks, bench players, star players you get back, you will not replace Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. So, unfortunately, they're in a worse position than they were before the trade deadline, but it's not horrible, so I'll give them a B. Next up, we'll move to Dallas. Dallas, not much higher up, a B+. Reason being, they gave up a lot to get Kyrie Irving. A lot of defense, a lot of size. And unfortunately, come playoff time, those are the two things that you really, really need in abundance: defense and size, because it's grit and grind in the playoffs, and it's a completely different game. The court shrinks quite a lot, and it's more physical play. And I don't think the combo of Kyrie and Luka as your best two players will get you all the way there. Of course, offensively, star-studded lineup right now, but it won't really translate into playoff victory, in my opinion. So I give them a B+. And next up, we have the Phoenix Suns, who get an A- rating for their trade. So I had quite a tough time deciding between Phoenix and LA for the top spot, but I ended up going with Phoenix in second place, mainly because, they had to give up quite a lot to get KD, and unfortunately, KD is quite injury prone, especially at this point in his career. He seems to be getting injured every other month. He just came back from an injury and got injured again. A couple days ago, 2-3 days ago, is when his latest ankle injury went down from just slipping on the court. He just slipped pre-game, wasn't even during a game. I understand it's a freak accident, but I mean, it happens so much to KD to the point where you have to start to factor in his health and playing time into the trade equation, because that'll likely mean he won't be 100% healthy the whole playoffs, realistically. So that's why I only give the trade an A-. I would have given it a lot higher if KD was more durable at this point in his career, but unfortunately that isn't the case. And finally, we have the Lakers with a solid A. No A+ from the trade deadline. I don't think any team went from a playoff contender to championship favorites, or out of the playoff contention to contenders. I don't think there's any team that really made a huge jump with these trade deadline moves. But if I had to choose a team, it would most definitely be the Lakers. Reason being, they just got better as a basketball Simple as that. They simply got better as a basketball team in total. They lost lost a star in Russell Westbrook, but look, they lost an inefficient star, a star who is turnover prone, high usage, bad shooting, and just not someone you want to have the ball in their hands all the time. And that's the role they played him in the Lakers. So yeah, just moving Russell Westbrook out seemed to be the cure that the Lakers needed. On top of that, they got a lot of good pieces from that. Mentioned Jared Vanderbilt, D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, all very good players that can give you very good minutes, especially valuable minutes in the playoffs. They all have a bit of size for their position, and well, other than D'Angelo Russell, who I'd say is average for the point guard position and average defensively, but he gives you an extra boost offensively in being more efficient with his turnover ratio as well as his three-point shooting. Yeah, that's the trade deadline, guys. A month after we reviewed the trade deadline, and all in all, the Lakers come out on top. Can they translate that into a deep playoff run? We'll see when LeBron gets back, as he's currently injured. We'll see how far they can go with him, but it's looking promising. It's looking very, very promising. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. As always, I love having you guys over here. Thanks for listening. Please check out some of my other videos. If basketball is your type of thing, stick around this channel. There'll be a lot more content coming out. I've also got podcasts. So if you haven't gotten a chance to see the Mondays with my Basso podcast, there's 3 episodes out for you right now to watch. Enjoy those, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.